Bulls are tired, bears are trying. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com, your daily market recap, March 25th. Like, subscribe, and let's see what the SPY and friends brought us in the past day. SPY and the daily, basically doji with zero price action. As you can see now, the 520.70 with this middle trend line from support to resistance. Next support is the upper border of the yellow zone, the 518. Below it, we are back inside the yellow zone, the no trading zone. This is how it looks on the 65 minutes. Always zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of your price action. And what do we see since last Thursday, Friday, and today, Monday? We are making lower highs, lower lows. Today, we broke with a gap to the downside below the yellow zone at the 65 and basically moved sideways throughout the day. And the same price action we saw in the first candle to the upside, we got the same price action to the downside. Now the 519 needs to hold. Otherwise, the same price action we saw over here last Wednesday, we will see, but for this time to the downside, to the 518, 516, and 515, 519.80, 519.60 is a very important area of support to watch. QQQ 0.36 to the downside, closed Thursday's gap, but still holding above the green line, above the yellow zone. We are still in a bullish land. Let's see, can the Qs hold above the yellow zone? This is how it looks on the daily. This is how it looks on the 65 minutes. Broke to the downside, tried, bulls tried, but then bears coming back. Maybe bulls went to sleep. Anyway, the last 65 minutes broke back to inside the yellow zone. Same as the SPY, you can see on the 65 minutes, lower lows, lower highs. Now, can the Qs hold above the yellow zone on the daily? Dow Jones 0.4% to the downside, back inside the yellow zone, having trouble to stay above the yellow zone. Now the 392 on the down needs to hold, otherwise back retesting the lower border of this option channel together with the 390 and the 388. IWM back inside the yellow zone. The yellow zone is a super tough resistance or support, depends where price comes from. In this case, price struggling to hold above the yellow zone. Now, the 205, 203 is the next support. Otherwise, back to the 200, retesting it as support together with the lower border of this option channel. Bitcoin looks like bears are finally gave up and bulls woke up after 2 weeks of sleeping. Now let's see continuation above the 7,500 and then back to all-time highs. Now let's take Fibonacci to the upside. Next we have 73,666, then 77,81 are the next major resistance for price action on the Bitcoin. Ethereum struggling with the yellow zone. We got also the buy signal because this downtrend might end. This downtrend that started 2 weeks ago, March 12th. Now we are back inside the yellow zone. This is why we got also the buy signal from the FTI. We are back above the middle line. Now let's see bulls of Ethereum breaking above and staying above the yellow zone. And then 38, 40, 42, and 46 will arrive. KRE moving sideways, as you can see, between the 50-50 and the 47 since beginning of February. 2 months already. Sideways move on the KRE inside the downtrend channel. Magnificent 7. Holding nice above the 39, the yellow zone. The 39.96, 40 area is the resistance. Above it, we have all these levels. To the upside, we can take Fibonacci to the upside. Now you can see above 40, we will see 40.60, 41.41, and this channel takes us all the way to 43.73, all Overall, Magnificent 7, MAGS, looking super strong. SOXX, on the other hand, looks tired. We are still inside an uptrend channel, but look at this yellow zone. A very tough resistance since it tried to break above it beginning of March. Stayed above it one candle and then back inside, back below. We are on the higher time frame. We are still inside an uptrend channel, but in the past 3 weeks or so, almost 1 month of sideways move, bullish land, still bullish scenario on all time frames. If you are still not long on SOXX, same as we need to wait for a break above the 230. Natural gas with 11%. Now let's see. This gap will get filled. There are no open gaps. Historically, there are no open gaps in the NG1, the natural gas futures. So first, this gap will get filled. We have a gap over here and we have a gap over here. We don't know which gap will get filled first. We do know both of them will get filled. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Crude oil, sideways move, holding nice above the yellow zone. Long continuation. As long as the crude oil above the yellow zone, we are good to go. Long until proven otherwise. XLF starting to get weaker. Maybe bulls are tired. We are back inside the yellow zone. We are still inside an uptrend channel. We got ourselves a sell signal. It doesn't mean we need to go short on XLF. Just means that this uptrend for now is not over, but is in a pause. Let's see continuation above the yellow zone. Let's see first that this lower border of this uptrend channel can hold below this zone, below the 41. We will see 40 to the downside. Microsoft 1.37% to the downside. Struggling with the 423. Now let's see the yellow zone on Microsoft needs to hold the support before the next leg up, breaking below, and we will retest the 416 together with the lower border of this option channel. Amazon 0.5% to the upside. Basically Amazon moving sideways now in the past 3 trading days. The good side is it's holding above the yellow zone. Bullish sentiment on Amazon on all time frames. Meta 1.3% to the downside, holding above the lower border of this option channel, still in a bullish land on all time frames. Let's see continuation. Can bulls push back price above the 505 back to the 513 and 523? If this area, the 50% retracement, the 500 together with this trend line will break, we will see 494, 487 and 476 to the downside. As you can see, March all across the board, very deceiving price action. Apple 0.83% to the downside. Close the day with a doji. Continue sliding down on this middle trend line. Look up and left. This middle trend line, we can take it and you will see everything is adjustable on the FTI. Look at this middle trend line. How price is sliding down since January 22nd. Price is just sliding down on this middle trend line. This is why I always say trend lines are the true support resistance and they are our roadmap for future price action. You see it here very clearly. This middle trend line is the road for now south. It's support, but it's a bad support. Yes, there is such a thing as a bad support. This is a bad support. Supports the lower lows. Now 168 needs to hold. Otherwise, you know where Apple is going. 146. Closing this gap. Over here, overall with this small table over here, you can see that Apple is inside bear's land all across time frames. SMCI 7.2% to the upside. We got ourselves back the buy signal because this trend line held as support. Bullish sentiment, all time frames. Now let's see continuation above the 1090, and then we will see 1150, 1230 back to the upside. Micro strategy 22% almost to the upside. Another Monday on MSTR. Now continuation above 1870, and you will see 2050, 2274. And if Bitcoin will continue on its bullish run, MSTR MicroStrategy will touch the 3K to the upside. NVDA back to the upside, inside an uptrend channel, above the yellow zone, bullish sentiment, all time frames, long continuation above the 975, and all these levels to the upside. We will see them pretty soon. AMD 0.6 to the downside, holding strong above the 171. 171 is a very, very important area of support. Look here, breaking below, and we will see 159, 150, and yes, even all the way to 137. Overall, look at here, AMD under the sell signal, the 4 hours on the daily and the weekly, only the monthly. Next weekend, coming weekend, we will reassess what's going on with AMD also on the monthly. Tesla trying, but the yellow zone. We are still inside the yellow zone. We got ourselves a buy signal a few days back last Monday because it looks like this downtrend might be over this, but the longer downtrend, the higher time frame, we are still under the sell signal on the weekly, sell signal on the monthly. I want to see Tesla breaking above this upper border of this downtrend channel. Until then, for me at least, no long whatsoever. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future video or live. We are going live every day in 8:29 Eastern Time, preparing together for the next trading day. Chart requests, Q&As, everything that you want to ask, live, join me. It's interesting. Netflix continued to move sideways above the yellow zone. Long continuation above the 634 towards 644, 660. Google, same thing. Since last Monday, just sideways move. Pretty much, I'm waiting for March to be over. 147.70 holding Google. Below it, this gap will get filled. Long continuation above the 152 towards 157 and 164. Last but not least, Shopify still moves sideways inside the yellow zone. I want to see at least 1 week closing above the yellow zone. As you can see, mixed signal all across time frames on Shopify, which means for now, in my opinion, Shopify is a no-go. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and educational. If you did, like, subscribe, and join me every day, 8:29 Eastern Time, for the pre-market preparations live. Until then, stay safe.